everybody, welcome back to the channel. Got a nice one for you today. As you can tell from the title, I'm going to be making some nachos. I'm going to be using the Light Life ground for this. Been doing a lot with the Beyond burgers, Beyond sausage, and Beyond ground lately, so I'm going to give Light Life some love, another great company here making some amazing plant-based products. So without any further ado, let's get to it. Let's make some vegan nachos with lots of cheese and some ground. And then Jamie's also going to have chicken. She's going to have chicken nachos. I'm going to have like beef nachos, plant-based option of course. And to show you guys a couple of quick and easy epic vegan snacks. Okay, so first up, let's talk about the ingredients here. Normally we get a yellow corn tortilla, but our local store didn't have any of those particular ones left. So we've got these white corn tortilla chips. That's going to be a great base. So we got two kinds of Daiya cheese here. We've got the pepper jack shreds and some cheddar shreds. I love the new and improved Daiya cheese. It is amazing. It doesn't have that same signature Daiya taste that I've grown accustomed to, but that's a good thing. We've also got the Light Life ground, like I mentioned here. This stuff is amazing. It's high protein, it's soy free, it's gluten free, so if these are things that are important to you, obviously, take a look. 77% less saturated fat than regular ground beef. That's important for me anyway. Trying to limit, not limit, but just pay attention to the amount of fat that I'm eating. So per half a cup, that's probably somewhere maybe around what I'm gonna have on my nachos. Got 260 calories. There is still 16 grams of fat. This is not a health food, folks, but that just goes to show you how much fat is in regular ground beef. Unreal. High sodium, yes. But you know what? Again, this isn't a health food. Look at all the nice additives in there, including 90% of your daily vitamin B12. You can pause and take a look at the ingredients if you like. Not bad at all. And then obviously we're going to be having some salsa. So our local Walmart has this brand, the Great Value brand. Well, it's their brand actually. We like this stuff. It's good enough for me. The Tofutti Sour Supreme. So this is a vegan sour cream if you're not familiar. Tofutti is one of these OG companies, been putting out some great stuff for a long time. I like this stuff, but I typically don't use sour cream with my nachos, but Jamie does, so we've got some of that. And we've just got some cut up peppers, and she has tomato on hers, I don't. We're going to use some pinto beans as well that we've got prepared there, and some green onion. I'm going to have some hot banana peppers on mine, and then Jamie has made this taco seasoning, this homemade taco seasoning. You could obviously use whatever you want for a kit or something like that, and I'm just going to use that to season the Light Life ground. And then this is one of these soy-free, gluten-free, frozen plant-based chicken breasts that Jamie's going to have on her nachos, like I mentioned. It's just frozen right now, but I'm going to fix that, obviously. I've used these in a few videos before. We did a taste test on them, and I also used them in a recent sausage and chicken penne pasta video, so you can check those out. I'll link them in the description as well. Alright, so let's get to it. First thing I'm going to do is start sauteing and frying up the ground and also cooking the chicken. Alright, so with the Light Life ground, same as with the Beyond, I don't put a lot of oil in there to start that off, just enough to get it started. And it's going to release its own juices and cook up just fine. You can either break it all apart by hand or just use a spatula like I did, just to kind of break it apart in the pan and just let that fry up a little bit. I'm going to season that as well. But then over here, just a little bit more oil, not a lot still, but for the frozen chicken. Now, of course, it had been sitting out for a little while, so it had thawed enough that I could easily cut it with a knife and cube it up like that. And so it's just going to brown up and cook nicely. And then, of course, these are going to be topped on the nachos and baked as well. So even if it's not completely done in here, it's fine. But all right, so just going to season up the ground I want to say ground beef because I mean that's pretty much what it is, but the Light Life ground and the chicken here, I don't know if Jamie wants seasoning on that or not, so I will double check with her before I do it. But then for the fun part, actually preparing the layers of nachos. And just as an FYI, I didn't use a lot of that taco seasoning, so whatever you've got, I don't know if you have a little pouch or if you got something you've done yourself, but I just used like, I don't know, maybe half a teaspoon on each. And so it's just giving it some seasoning, and they're just about done frying up now. I just want to give it a little bit of texture, brown a little bit. It'll cook the rest of the way in the oven on top of the nachos. Okay, so now the fun part. Here's where we actually put these together. Jamie's already done hers. I like to put a nice wide base. And then a layer of cheese, so we've got the pepper jack. And the cheddar. Gonna do our first layer of veggies. Obviously you can build these however you like, you know, whatever works for you. I just like having a good foundation for the top tier and a little bit everywhere so that you always just have, you know, something, you always have just a good mix of flavors in every bite. If you just pile everything so high, like in one layer, and then just put a bunch of stuff on the top, your first few nachos are great. They're full of flavor. You get all kinds of stuff on top. And then you got nothing. You just have a bottom layer of just blank chips. And yeah, that's no good. Okay. Obviously, I'm just using my hands for everything. You know, I'm gonna eat this myself. You don't just have to use your hands for everything. If you don't like that, that's fine. Now I'm gonna build a top layer that's pretty close to that, so I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so here we go. I've got my mound of nachos all dressed and ready to go in the oven. Here's Jamie's. Hers looks prettier than mine because, hey, let's face it, she's probably better at this than I am, but they are ready to go in the oven, and I gotta say, I am super excited for this. I mean, these are some pretty big piles of nachos. We might not be able to eat them all, but we're gonna sit down and watch a movie, so we might be able to eat them over the course of that hour and a half or whatever. But let's get to it. Throw them in the oven. Should only take about 15 minutes on 350. Okay, so here is the finished product. This is Jamie's vegan chicken nachos. Look at this. That new day really melts nicely. Salsa, sour cream, no excuses. And Light Life ground. It's basically beef nachos. Look at that. Very simple to make. It's going to be a nice snack slash meal. And yeah, let me know in the comments below if you've used the Light Life ground for this purpose, if you like vegan nachos, or anything else you'd like to talk about, and we'll carry it forward. But it's pretty easy to tell that you don't give anything up by going vegan. So have a good day, folks. We'll see you in the next one.